Hi everyone and welcome to my recent game collecting video of game releases from October to December of 2021. So final quarter of last year, and there was quite a lot of interesting game releases during October, so let's get started with those. First one being Metroid Dread. So the latest entry to the Metroid series. To some extent I do prefer the 2D Metroid games over the 3D ones, but that might simply be because I haven't given a proper chance to the 3D Metroid games. But anyway, I was quite excited to see the announcement of this game, and I'm happy that the game ended up being quite fun. It's pretty much what you can expect from Metroid game. A lot of fun platforming and exploration of different areas to find hidden secrets and some sweet upgrades to help you get to even more new areas. And I also like the level design. I feel like quite often in Metroid style games it's quite easy to get stuck not knowing where to go next, but I feel like this game did a great job at kind of like funneling the player towards the correct path so you never get stuck in the game. So yeah, quite fun game, nice, and a lot of variety between the different areas in level design. Maybe couple minor disappointments in the game, one being the whole Emmy gimmick where you are trying to avoid the unbeatable robot enemies. Maybe like couple first of them were quite exciting because they were this new type of gameplay to the Metroid game, but quite quickly after that it started to get a little bit boring because you are just trying to avoid the enemy and often simply waiting for the enemy to turn away, and so you can continue your progression through the area. So yeah, maybe the whole enemy gimmick was a little bit boring. Another much more minor disappointment might have been like some of the boss battles felt a little bit trial and error because of the sudden quick time events where you have to suddenly parry the enemy attacks to continue the boss fight. Those were a little bit annoying on the first time trying a new boss, but of course on the second try you know what to expect and you can parry them more easily. So yeah, all in all, great Metroid game. I like it a lot. And next, Monark. I kind of missed this game on release, but I finally got it now in January, and I still ended up getting this first print extra that comes with soundtrack CD, booklet, and DLC code for items that are related to other games from Furio, Caligula 2 and Crystar. So some extra items to the game, like costumes. And in the booklet there's the track list for the soundtrack, 23 tracks, and also lyrics for the vocal songs. So far I've been enjoying the music in the game and a lot of vocal songs. So far every boss battle have had vocal song in the background. I really enjoy it. And at the end here, couple interviews with background music composer and producer director. So even a little interview in there. So yeah, nice little first print extra, especially since I didn't end up getting the limited edition of the game that comes with also art book. But yeah, so the game itself, so it's published by Fury and developed by Lancars, and it's like strategy RPG with this quite dark and almost horror-like theme going on. And I must say it's really fun strategy game, strategy RPG, with a lot of tools and different mechanics to try around and find kind of like the optimal way to beat every battle. I've been enjoying it a lot so far. For example, there's this mad and awake mechanic where characters can become awake, where they become more powerful, getting new skills, or they can become mad, where they become even more powerful, but you lost the control of the character and they can attack even your own party members and so on. It's really fun little mechanic to mess around with. Like for example, trying to get one of your characters behind the enemy lines and then getting him mad and he becomes this really powerful, uncontrollable character. It's really fun strategy RPG. And story-wise, it takes place in school, so you are playing as students of that school and you are kind of like going to this demon world for the combat and so on to help the other students in the school. And the 7 deadly sins are kind of like big part of the game's story, like each chapter is named after one of the deadly sins, and also the deadly sins are like character classes for the character. For example, I think it was Pride, that has a lot of like healing skills, so they are like healers, but they are called Pride. Kind of confusing at first to get knowing which deadly sin means what kind of class, but after getting used to that, it's kind of fun and cool idea. So yeah, all in all, I've been enjoying the game a lot so far. Can't wait to play more of it. One minor problem I think like is on the visual, like while the main characters look really cool and all the unique characters also, but unfortunately most of the characters during combat are these somewhat very similar to each other looking skeleton-like monsters. So it's somewhat hard to tell each class from each other simply from looking at the enemy. So you won't, like for example, know, okay, that enemy is the healer, I should defeat it first before other enemies if I can't beat them in one turn, and so on. Of course, because it's turn-based game, you can take your time and check the info of the enemies, but it would be nice to have more drastic differences between the different enemy classes and so on. But yeah, all in all, I've been really liking it, and if you like strategy RPGs, I would definitely recommend checking it out. I think the English release is coming in February or something like that. Next, the Idolmaster Starlit season that I got as this cute looking limited edition. So it's the latest home console release in the Idolmaster series. And if you're not familiar with the Idolmaster series, it's kind of like rhythm game, but I feel like more of the emphasis of the games is on the whole this idea of you working as a producer for the idol unit and managing the idols, like for example scheduling plans for different lessons, like practicing the vocal, dancing or visual skills of the idols and so on. And then when you get to the live performances, you gain more fans and your idol unit becomes more popular. And one big difference to the previous home console games in the series is that now there's over double the size of characters in the game to choose from for your idol unit. But unfortunately there's a little bad side to this as well, because the previously all songs have been sang by every idol in the game, and I feel like it's really big part of the enjoyment to recognize each artist's voice, so you can enjoy your favorite singer performing the songs. But in this game I suppose it's understandable, because there's 29 artists that not everyone can have recorded their performance for every song. So there are some songs that where you have kind of like limited choice which idols have actually sang that song, instead of simply performing the dancing choreographies and so on. But yeah, I suppose that's understandable because of the huge cast of characters. And one quite big difference to the previous home console games is that I haven't never played the mobile Idolmaster games, but I'm guessing it's the new rhythm gameplay style is closer to the mobile games instead of the previous more traditional feeling rhythm gameplay of the previous Idolmaster home console games. I'm still a little bit on the fence if I prefer the older style or this new style. I suppose the new style is a little bit more easier to play while still enjoying the performances, because you simply need to keep up the same tempo throughout all the song while switching between the different buttons for different idols. But yeah, all in all, I do enjoy the game a lot. I feel like if I simply want to play rhythm game, I choose something different, but I really love the whole idea of working as producer and managing your idol group. I really like that management part of the series a lot. And next, Blue Reflection Time, which I got as this quite huge premium box. So it's the sequel to the first blue reflection game, which came out a few years ago, but this sequel has completely new cast of main characters with some of the characters from the first game making also appearance. And if you're not familiar with the series, it's like based on like these girls' schools, so the main cast of characters is females only, and it's pretty usual cast style Japanese RPG. And there's also a lot of like this little management side things like collecting materials to make new facilities on the school area and upgrading those to get some buffs for your characters in combat, and also a lot of time is spent in the school area talking to the different characters and spending time with them. I enjoyed that part of the game a lot. And the combat system, it's somewhat simple. Combat needs like turn-based combat system, but at the beginning it feels a little bit simple, but as soon as I started to recognize each character's like unique playstyles, like for example one character has a lot of skills to quickly increase the combo, which gives a higher multiplier for next attacks, and for example one character has like focuses on critical hits, so it's really fun to find these nice combinations of characters to make kind of like find a perfect combination of characters that the strengths combine together nicely. So yeah, as soon as I started to recognize the different playstyles for each character, I did ended up enjoying the combat, even though for the most part it's quite simple, especially on default difficulty level. But yeah, pretty usual cast Japanese RPG. At least I enjoyed it, but probably not for everyone. And next, last October release that I have, game that has different name in each region. In Japan it's Zero, in Europe Project Zero, and in North America I believe it's Fatal Frame. Maiden of Blackwater. So it's the same game that was released originally on Wii U, and this multi-platform release has like upgraded visuals and some additions like new costumes and photo mode and so on. If you're not familiar with the series, they are like story-driven horror games where you fight ghosts with this little special camera. I feel like the story has a lot of scary moments, especially those scenes where you see how the people who became these ghost enemies died originally. I feel like those scenes can be quite creepy at times, but at the same time I feel like the combat system is very arcade feeling with the scoring system and all. So I feel like the combat system kind of breaks the whole creepy mood that the story is trying to build. But still I do enjoy the game a lot. So yeah, fun horror game with somewhat unique feeling combat system. So yeah, at least I enjoyed quite a lot. Some Ryza costume there as well. And next to November releases, starting with Shin Megami Tensei 5, which I got this as this limited edition t-shirt, taking a huge room there, making the box quite huge. So the latest entry in Shin Megami Tensei series that have become probably more known from the spin-off series of Persona games. But yeah, if you like the spin-off games, the Persona games, combat system, I definitely recommend giving a try to Shin Megami Tensei series as well. It shares a very similar combat system, and you collect these demons, and instead of having like this full party of these unique story-driven characters, you only have your main character in the party, and rest of the characters in your party are these demons that you collect and combine with each other to make even more new demons and learn new skills for them and so on. So yeah, the whole demon collecting and the combat system are really fun for me. And on higher difficulties it can be quite challenging, almost unfair at times, but I feel like for most boss fights the correct solution is quite often to find the perfect combination of demons, so you have to have perfect combination of demons taking advantage of enemies' weaknesses and so on. So yeah, at least I really enjoy the challenging boss fights, and it feels so rewarding to finally beat boss fight that feels at first way too unfair to be possible to beat. But yeah, it's really fun game. Compared to the Persona games, the story takes place in this kind of like post-apocalyptic setting, and where the demons and angels are fighting each other. And compared to Persona games, I feel like I really like the Persona games, that whole social playstyle where you spend time with the side characters and so on. Unfortunately, that isn't in the Shin Megami Tensei series, so if you like Persona games for that reason instead of the combat, yeah, I suppose Shin Megami Tensei isn't for you. But yeah, if you enjoy the combat system of Persona games, definitely check the Shin Megami Tensei series as well. I've been enjoying the game quite a lot. Really happy to see those traditional turn-based JRPGs. And next, Eurocamp Have a Nice Day, which I also got as limited edition. So it's a visual novel from Mages, and it's based on the Eurocamp IP, which at least I know for the animated TV show. Unfortunately, I haven't played this game at all yet, probably because it was released same day as Shin Megami Tensei 5. But from what I understand, in the game you have these several different camping sites that you can visit, and you play as one of the two main characters and spend time there talking with the other characters and making some dialogue choices and so on to unlock different events at the different places and ultimately leading to characters' endings and so on. And differently from a lot of Meiji's visual novels, which have kind of like little side content with a little bit of gameplay, I believe there isn't anything like that in this game, if I'm not mistaken. So it's completely a visual novel, so only following the story and dialogue and so on. And I believe the story is completely original to this visual novel. Probably mostly like kind of like these short stories based on the different locations that you visit and so on. But yeah, unfortunately I haven't played the game yet. I think I should first watch the second season of the animated TV show and after that try out the visual novel as well. And lastly, to the only December release that I have, Deathsmiles I and II, which I got as this cute looking Love Max edition. So it's like collection release of Deathsmiles games from Cave, and they are like these bullet hell style shoot 'em up games. Unfortunately I haven't played this one yet either, but I did play the first game in the series on Xbox 360 when it was released in Europe. And I do remember enjoying the whole gothic horror style theme of the game, the cute characters and somewhat interesting boss designs and so on. And I do remember enjoying the music in the game, and also the gameplay is quite fun. I do remember there being like nice range of different difficulty options to choose from, so you can beat the game even if you are not huge like expert on bullet hell games. But if you are looking for a challenge, there's also a lot of challenge if you are trying to beat all the stages on highest difficulty level and trying to get high score and so on. And on this collection release there are 3 different games, kind of Deathsmiles first game and Deathsmiles Mega Black Label, which is more like different limited version of the first game with extra modes and such. And then there's the Christmas themed Deathsmiles II sequel to the first game. And also each of the games have 3 different versions of them. For example, of the first Deathsmiles there is the arcade version, version 1.1 and normal. So I feel like it's really nice to have different versions of each game available as well, if you like one version over the other, and so nice to have a complete collection of not only each game but also each version of the games. So yeah, looking forward to trying the first game again and finally finding out how much different is the sequel. Do I like that one as well? I feel like I'm forgetting something that I meant to say, but yeah, maybe it wasn't anything too important. Yeah, I'm not huge expert on bullet hell style games, but I do remember enjoying the Deathsmiles when I played it so many years ago. I can't remember anymore. But yeah, that's all the games from final quarter of 2021 that I've bought. Unfortunately, couple games that I haven't played at all, but I suppose this still became quite a long video. So, thanks for watching and bye!